Your frequency is your reality. And the only way to change your reality is to raise your frequency. Now look, my name is Xavier. And I made this channel when I was 18 because I wanted to change the world. And in doing so in the past year, I've done that, right? In this video, we're going to speak on why your frequency is so important and how you go about actually shifting and raising your frequency. Now listen, right? We have to realize that on a frequency chart, right, things are always going up and down, right? So you know how you wake up in the morning and you wake up with a lot of energy, you wake up happy, you wake up so joyful, right? But let's say you hear a song on a certain frequency that's lower, right? In terms of your chakra, in terms of just your dimension you may be on, whatever, right? What this is going to do is this is now going to feed your subconscious mind, and your subconscious mind is going to feed you sadness, right? This is literally what people do. When people are sad, they'll correlate themselves with the sadness that they're on, and then they'll listen to sad music. Same thing with the problems. If people have specific problems, they are now believe, like, because perception is everything. So my belief is everything. I've told you guys who watch my channel this multiple times. So if I believe that I'm sad, I'll be fucking sad. Along the lines with everything else. If I'm broke and I believe that I'm broke, gonna stay broke, right? So a lot of people talk about this, but they don't give you a definite answer to what they're saying. They're just saying, okay, all right, you need to do this, you need to do that. But how do I go about doing these things, right? How do you go about raising your frequency actually? Now, the first start to this is reprogramming your subconscious mind. And it's doing a thing that I like to call unlearning and relearning, right? If I wanted to pass a course in college and I didn't have the correct information, right? But let's just say I was highly intelligent and miraculously I just knew a lot of things by default, right? 9 times out of 10, I might pass, but I need the correct answers to pass the course because it's already in terms, it's done, right? So depending on how smart I am, no matter what the fuck's going on, I need to get specific answers to get these specific questions right. So in order for you to be in a specific financial bracket, a specific headspace, a specific marriage, wherever you want to be in life, bro, your frequency is going to have to align, right? It isn't about hard work. You know what I'm saying? It isn't about breaking your fucking neck. It's about alignment, right? You put alignment alongside of strategic precision, you cannot lose, right? My whole life, and I know if you come where I come from, you know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. I was told my whole life that if you just work hard, you'll get to where you want to go. And this is no shade to anybody that's watching this, any of my parents, whatever. I love y'all to death. But these are individuals that are told me these things that are in the same positions to this day. Like, I'm 20 years young, bro. And these individuals that told me these things are not worse than what they were then, or literally stagnated, and their vibration is literally locked, meaning that they're eating the same foods, they're saying the same things, they're living the same lives, and they're doing the same exact habits that they were 20 years ago, right? So does that make you believe that it's something wrong with them, or does that make you believe that their belief is where they are? Remember what I just told you, right? I just told you that your belief is everything, right? So therefore, their belief of what they said, that hard work is everything, is why they are living the lives that they are living, right? Our whole entire life, we've been told, if you just work hard, you'll get to where you're going, right? If you just show up, you'll get to where you're going. That's the biggest fucking psyop and hypocrisy of all time, because it's not true, right? How many people do you know that are playing sports right now that you know are just not gonna fucking make it, bro? Like, doesn't matter how early you show up to fucking practice. It doesn't matter how many, like, it doesn't matter, bro. It's about your alignment. into who you are, right? Your subconscious mind cannot tell the difference from what is right or wrong, left or right, up or down. It cannot tell the fucking difference. It does not know, right? So this is why when you see people in real life carry themselves a specific way, right? And conduct themselves a certain way, they live a certain life. And this is why you see people who don't have any form of moral ground, boundaries, etc., right? And they live their life as victims. Literally, this is what their life is breeding. This is what their frequency is giving them, right? Everything that I've ever said on this channel, from me being 18 to 20, has literally been the reflection of what I have experienced. I've never spoke outside of my own common ground of what I've never experienced, because that would be a lie, right? My first video that I recorded on my 18th birthday, right, was something along the lines of, okay, sacrifice is the key to success, right? It was something along the lines of sacrifice. And in that video, I basically stated how your ideology of what sacrifice is what's keeping you at zero, right? The whole idea of, okay, I'm sacrificing the club, so I'm not going to have fun. I'm sacrificing not hanging out with my friends, so that means that I'm so-called not having a social life. I'm sacrificing not doing things that are putting me in debt to somehow not appease to the masses, right? All of these things don't make any fucking sense, but in society standards and what we are perceiving, right? Because our perception is everything. Once again, we are perceiving these things, so we believe that these things are the truth, right? We believe that, okay, I'm in debt right now, but I have cash on hand, so this makes me valuable to society. No, it doesn't. It just makes you fucking stupid, right? It makes you very financially illiterate, if I'm being quite frankly honest, right? Right? So when we talk about these things, right? And I was 18 when I was talking about this. Like, I think I had just turned 18 that day or the day before that or some shit like that, right? So basically what I was saying in that video is the way you set your life up is how your life is going to go, right? I know you've heard the term, you win the morning, you win the day. But with your frequency, right? When you monitor what you are doing, when you monitor what you are saying, when you monitor what you are doing, life is going to start reflecting that, right? But if I wake up every day and I tell myself, right, that I ain't shit, that this ain't gonna work, that rent is due on the first, that etc., right? All of these different things, right? No matter what is true or false, life is going to give me exactly what I am giving it. Literally. Nothing more, nothing less, right? So if I want to make a clothing brand, right, that's making 100K a month, right? Or I want to make a school community that's making 10K a month, right? Or I want to do all of these different things where I'm just trying to make money, right? But my frequency is not even aligned with what money even is, because we know that money is energy. They tell you that it's a shortage of everything on earth or in certain countries, but money's getting printed every day. So that can't be fucking true, right? So when it comes to your frequency goes to a certain extent, and your frequency also lowers to a certain extent. This is why, if I piggyback off what I just said about music, this is why when you get into certain state of minds, it's hard to get out of them, because you're feeding that. It's kind of like if I have a form of a parasite in my body, right? And I know this parasite loves toxicity. I know that this parasite loves drinking. I know this parasite loves sugar. I know that this parasite loves all of these negative things, right? And I continue to go down that rabbit hole and I feed that energy grows, right? No matter if this is on a Sunday and on Monday I get back to what I'm doing, you're going in and out, right? This is why people tell you that your discipline is stronger than anything, right? And when talent fails to work hard work beats talent. But the whole status of what that even is when you're not showing up, I'm working. That's piggybacking off what I just said with sacrifice, right? It's not necessarily hard work. It's if I worked 10,000 hours and I did that over a span of time, I didn't do that in a week. I didn't do that in a month. I didn't do that in 24 hours, nigga. I did that over a span of time. I have no choice to be better than a motherfucker that only put 100 hours in. It's like, it's not that I'm outworking you, nigga. I've outworked you. It's a past tense thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, when you look at your life now from the stance of, okay, I might be working my job right now, but okay, is my frequency in alignment to where I can financially free myself? Like, do I owe myself freedom? Because, you know what I'm saying, we get what we deserve, my nigga. We don't get what we get what we deserve. All humans get what they deserve. And it doesn't matter who you are. And this shit is due to karmic law. So when you do what you're supposed to do upon yourself, like you eat healthy, you educate yourself, you meditate, you make sure your nervous system isn't overstimulated, you make sure that it's regulated, your body gives you what you need. The universe gives you what you need, right? This isn't a coincidence, my nigga. It's due to your frequency. So I want you guys to realize that everything in life is yours if you say it is, right? And I'm not about to be hypocritical and be all spiritual as to saying like, oh, you don't have to do anything in life and you're just gonna know. That's bullshit. This is why a lot of people stay broke and stay fucked up, because they have that mind frame. No, my nigga. If you're broke, find a way to make income, right? If this is a job, if this is whatever it's income, right? You start where you are and you build up, right? But when you build up, you align up as well, because we all know that frequency is a state of mind, but frequency is more of a state of feeling and vibration more than anything. So when you build yourself up, life has no choice but to give you the higher things in life, the so-called finer things in life, right? But when you stay the same, you'll get the same thing. It's a proven fact, right? So you have the choice to where your frequency can represent what you want out of life, because everybody's different, right? Your frequency can represent what you want out of life, or your frequency can represent what you never actually went after, right? What you never actually really put in play, right? You never actually did what you needed to do. You either was 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You were lying to yourself. You weren't as disciplined. You weren't as organized, whatever the case may be, right? Nobody gives a fuck, if I'm being honest. Nobody cares at all. Nobody on earth cares, because this is your life, right? So when you talk about your frequency, when you talk about alignment, when you talk about getting to where you're trying to go, everything in your life in this current moment is a reflection of that, right? The way you speak to yourself, the way you speak to people, right? Affirmations, right? Organization. What are you doing every day, right? What are you watching every day? What are you viewing every day? What are you reading every single day, right? Like, what are you doing when you clock out of work, right? Are you going to work on what you do and yourself? Or are you pouring into things that are going to keep you stagnated, right? Are you staying inside of the rat race loop, right? Because the rat race loop is, you get off of work, you stop working, you probably eat some bullshit food, you probably scroll on social media, you probably feel bad for yourself even more, and then the cycle repeats itself. It rinses and repeats, and now you're back at work doing the same shit, right? You get a weekend off, boom, I got some freedom, 48 hours, I'm back at work doing the same shit. You feel me? So once again, life isn't hard, we make it hard. It really isn't, bro. Like, and once again, I come from, you know, I'm a, like, so-called a minority, you know what I'm saying? Like, so-called, right? A minority, you feel me? I come from a middle-class household, but at the same time, like, you only have that mind frame when you stay there, you feel me? When you stay there vibrationally, you stay there physically. When you stay there physically, you stay there metaphysically. So all things spiritually align when you want them to, you feel me? When it's your time, you'll get everything that's owed to you, you feel me? Everything that you deserve will be yours. Don't think that the world is going to give you anything. The world is going to give you what you deserve. The world isn't going to give you what you feel as if you're owed, or you feel as if it should be yours. No, nigga. Everything that is yours is already yours. You just have to align with that. I'm already the greatest YouTuber ever. I'm already the most intelligent YouTuber ever. Like, I'm already the greatest artist ever, the greatest creative ever. And I'm not saying that to be flamboyant or just talk out my ass, nigga, like fucking 20 years old, bro. Like, I know that I am that currently now. Before everything transpires and pops off and happens how it's supposed to, I already know what that is. Like, I already know what is currently going on in this current moment. So the whole past, present, future situation doesn't even matter, bro, because I'm living in my truth right now and I'm doing what I want to do right now. So I love y'all, man. I'm busting in the car right now giving y'all this info, but fuck it, who cares, right? You feel me? Links down below, IG, TikTok, descriptions and all of that shit up top as well. I love y'all, man. Remember, your frequency is everything. You create your life, you create your reality. Your reality doesn't create you. You do what you are supposed to do for you. You focus on you, and life focuses on you. You pour into yourself, life pours into you. You stay on your shit, life runs with you. Love y'all, man. I'm out.